What's up, guys? Zerath here, back for another VOD review. And look, I said I can't do a billionth dish soap VOD review in a row. I need to diversify a little bit. So let's VOD review one of the best players from another region. This is YBY1, one of the best players in Vietnam. Also, I Google translated this portal, or Yandex translated, and it said exceeding all expectations. So I don't really know what this is. Like, it's one of the ones that changes your charms. It had like the little wand there, so it's something to do with charms. But in any case, I want to watch some YBY1 because he's a beast, one of the best players in Vietnam, as I've said, and he is playing in Project PBE, which is Kai's PBE Ladder, which is really cool to see. So you know, this is an incredibly stacked Project PBE, and ooh, this is also an incredibly stacked board. Shyvana 2 plus the Jace to start off with. But yeah, he's playing Project PBE. This is, you know, I'm gonna be playing in this once I start queuing it up. I mean, I had to work today, so like I couldn't queue it up instantly. Yeah, we can just make 10 gold here as well. This is a almost full gold. It's a single component opener here. Augment wise, let's look at this here. So what did he insta rerolled something, but yeah, I mean, I like making gold a lot here. Sort open here. Oh, not 1, 2, 3, but 3's company. I mean, I think it's sleight of hand here under most circumstances. You have Shyvana 2 that you could throw that onto. So I'd have to see something insane to not take sleight of hand here. And yeah, we're just going to yoink the sleight of hand. Going to pick up the coin flip augment here. And basically, we're just looking for a hunter to add to the board. We can just sit on this board for quite a while, though, until we find one. But this board should be pretty solid. But yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with Project PBE, it is like a PBE ladder. There's basically like PBE LP using a Discord bot that Kai got his friend to code. So I mean shoutouts to Kai for setting up the entire thing, but I mean it's no flame. He's just not a programmer. I think he didn't know how to. He tried to type /defen into a Python window or something like that. But in any case, this is a really cool way to get kind of like ladder type experience on PBE, which is, yeah, really dope. Still no hunter to place on this board right now, so we're just gonna chill on this board currently. But some of the best players, YBY1's playing in it, Bintium is playing in it as well, I think. Some other I know Steppy is playing it from Singapore. A bunch of Chinese, like really high elo players are playing it. A bunch of good Korean players. Besides Bintium, like I know there's like a couple of people who've hit rank 1 KR before. So a really stacked field, honestly. So I can't wait to play myself. There's finally the warrior, or not the warrior, but hunter. Warrior is the look, especially because I can't even read them off. Just warrior and hunter to me, they kind of sound like similar things, you know. Right when I was playing on the playtest, I was kind of like warrior hunter, like I kept confusing them. Also note that we're backlining the Jace here. Jace is a ranged unit before he transforms into more of a tank, so if you have a solid front line, you can backline Jace. The problem that I feel like I run into often is that Jace ends up being my main tank, so I can't backline him. But here we have Shyvana 2, so why not? We have Sword here, and here's where I want to start talking about YBY1's game plan, because I've watched a few games from him so far, and it seems like YBY1 is all in right now on the AP flex route, which, I mean, it's really just like fast 9 AP route, honestly. It's not even so much flex, which makes sense, right? Oh my god, that charm is 5 gold? What is that? Is that a component? I mean, I can. Kai was talking about how like these are kind of annoying if you're doing a different language VOD. You can do this. Oh, a champion duplicator. Oh, okay. I mean, you would only take that if you really want to play reroll here, and it hurts your econ a lot. I guess if you want to play some kind of like Shyvana reroll setup, you would go for it, but I don't think that's that good of a comp. But yeah, you can see here, we're going to make the Shojin, and we're just going to play AP Flex because Fast 9 is so strong right now with how strong Zerath is just as a unit and how strong Arcana is. So if you can just play a Fast 9 board, we'll likely see YBY1 play around the sort of like traditional Fast 9 board that is a package of Arcana, and then you get in Milio, which also lets you get in Rakan for Fairy, and then you play a bunch of Preservers as well, just because Preserver is also another kind of like overtuned trait. And you just play Fast 9 that, and you have a great time. This is the type of strategy that tends to dominate in really early sets because people are playing really unoptimized TFT. So you can very often go fast 9. You can do stuff like this. YBY, you know, he hits a couple of 2 stars, and it's the easiest 5 streak of his life because, you know, not only is his board really strong, but a lot of people that he's playing are playing quite weak boards. And then we can leverage this 5 streak into a fast 9 because once again, people aren't going to be as strong on level 8 as they should be. They aren't going to be as strong as on like level 7, level 6 as they should be. So yeah, it's TFT on, I don't want to say easy mode, but kind of easy mode. Curious to see what our board ends up becoming here. We are going to level up here. He's still holding on to the Shyvana, thinking that maybe that's going to come in down the line. That's another, no, that's, I don't actually know what we took there. Oh, that's the one that rerolls your shop. Okay. And yeah, looks like we're pivoting more into like blasters here. Yeah, we're gonna pivot our items over to Ezreal. We are going to put the Zoe in for Portal, which is kind of a cool idea. Yeah, and just play blasters here as our backline because we were carrying just a Namzi one. Namzi, you know, not the best. And Ezreal, quite a decent holder of this Shojin item. If you have enough damage to kill the entire board, he's certainly great. My only fear about Ezreal is that he does this thing where, like, if he's not killing the entire board, you might just kill nothing. I mean, don't you just take this here and go fast 9? I mean, I would think that would be the idea, but we'll see. Slammin is the name of this augment, by the way, if you didn't want to hear just the thing. I mean, there's also, I guess, this option here. I forget what this is called. Combat bandages. When your units drop, they gain a bunch of HP back. That would be really... It's a really solid combat augment. I'm just thinking from this spot, I would want to just take this. Yeah, leverage our really, really strong early game. Slam a decent number of items here. Though I don't know if we actually even want to make the Hodge here. I guess we'll see if we end up going for it. I would be kind of like, yeah. I actually like this a lot better, just not slamming the Hodge, just because once again, we want to play towards AP. We want this tier to turn into like an Archangel, into maybe a second mana item like an Adaptive Helm or something. We're going to end up, looks like, barely losing this fight to Emily Wang Lover, but we're level 7, 40 gold with an Econ Augment at this point, so we'll be pretty happy about this as long as we are just getting value out of this every round. Also, ooh, this is going to turn our 1 cost into a 2 cost. Also pick up the Tahm Kench there, like I was talking about. Oftentimes that will go on our late game board, so we'll see how much YBY wants to prioritize holding that. Looks like, yeah, we're just going to fit it onto our board now, play a 3 Vanguard setup here. Yeah, I like this a lot because once again, you want to keep this Tahm Kench on your board. Oh, maybe this glove's going to end up being a TG as well. I mean, makes a lot of sense, right? Another TG for your Thieves Gloves augment. I mean, you know, it seems like a great spot, but I mean, look at the econ, right? And it's just that 5 streak into that that Slammin augment here. We're 50 gold level 7, and it's just guaranteed to be a fast 9. So it's fun to see like how these players end up getting in these fast 9 positions. I think one of the smartest things that YBY did this game so far is moving these items over to Ezreal instead of being stuck on like a Namzi with items, because Ezreal a million better times item holder. And yeah, there's the Archangel into Ezreal, like I was talking about. AP items look very, very, I mean, a little bit weird onto Ezreal because he is more of an AD champion, but you saw when he hovered over the Ezreal, he does have an AP scaling. The Shojin also is fine because it is AD as well, but yeah, they might not be perfectly optimal, but you know, he's a caster-based champion and his cast gets a little bit of extra damage with AP, so yeah, you just sit on this Ezreal, and the Ezreal 2 is easily to be enough to fast 9. Also smart by YBY wanted to take the Ezreal off carousel there. If we hadn't got another Ezreal just out of shop here, then we could have just used Duplicator here and made that. And there's the Bard as well, who is going to become part of our late game board. He's a Preserver. He's also a Scholar that fits in well with the Milio down the line. So yeah, it's kind of this core of Bard, Milio, Rakan. Like that's like one core because you get like the Preserver, the Fairy, and the Scholar in that. Then you kind of then you also play the other core of Zerath plus Tahm Kench, just for Arcana, really. You don't actually get like Vanguard in usually, I don't believe, unless you're getting like stuff like Galio in. So you have that like 5-unit core, and then you start adding stuff. So another Preserver on the Preserver side over here is like Morgana, and then it's really just like dealer's choice what you want to add from there. You can add like Zillion for another Preserver even, and then at that point you can think about adding like a Camille to get Chrono in. I've seen some people talk about the Warrior Sisters, Gwen plus Fiora. You can add those guys as well. So we'll see what ends up being done here. There are a lot of options, I guess, to all of that to say. We are gonna make a Sunfire Deathcap here. Interesting. I was looking at the Morello potentially, but he'd much rather just have a good AP item and then just Sunfire onto this Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is gonna dive into the middle of the enemy board, so he's gonna apply the Sunfire well, as long as he doesn't die. That's the only scary thing, is that Tahm Kench can die really easily. But yeah, I kind of, it's an interesting slam to me because I feel like Deathcap is not that high priority. I think he was just afraid of his item slams being awkward. If you make Morello, I guess the other thing is like, is there anyone who really wants to hold Morello on this board now that I think about it? Not really. Kind of weird, actually. This is a board where Stand United, I don't think is actually, like, it's a Fast 9 type board, and Stand United tends to be good with Fast 9, but I don't even know how good this is, but we'll see. Maybe it is good. I don't know how many synergies that board has in, but I don't think it's, like, an insane amount. Um, He's looking at Portal +1 here, which would be a really, really interesting idea just to pivot into the Portal +1 here. You could also take this. This is the one that gives you like a 5 cost and something like that, and components or something. 2 generals, 5 random gold course, and 2 copies of 1 equipment, random composition course. Yeah, it's like 2 costs of 5 costs and 2 components, I think. Which doesn't sound terrible for Fast 9, but I don't really love the double econ augment. I would like a solid combat augment here, ideally. Even item grab it, I don't love item grab it. Ooh, I would just snap this up, honestly. This mentorship. I guess mentorship's kind of awkward though if you're playing for 5 cost carry, so he's gonna take this. So I guess we can see what it gives us. Yeah, it's 2 5 costs and 2 components. Okay. 2 of the same 5 costs and 2 components, and 2 Dianas here. That is huge. Well, that's where the potentially having random Google Translate or Yandex Translate is what I use. This fails me a little bit because I had no clue what that augment did, and I have not taken it yet. But hey, look, we figured it out. I mean, I knew it was something around 5 costs. But yeah, I mean, double Diana here is huge, right? If we can get one more Diana, we have Diana 2. Diana and Zerath, I would say, are the 2 strongest 5 costs right now. Ooh, we're even thinking of just moving items over to Rise immediately here. Wow. I mean, he's still a portal, so he still just fits on the board completely fine. And wow, the pivot is coming in here. We're keeping Portal in here. Thought about getting Scholar in, but couldn't really figure out how to put it onto the board here. We're also holding onto this Deathblade, which I don't know. I guess you put this onto like Camille later. But yeah, I mean, the idea, I guess, is that Rise is going to hold these AP items a bit better than Ezreal. We are still, of course, going Fast 9, not worrying at all about staying on 8. I'm not really sure why we're holding these Callistas, because I can't see us playing Callista on this board, but maybe YBO1's going to show me something crazy here. Yeah, either the 5 cost looks great, TG looks great. I don't know if Spat does too much here, and it's not able for us to get it anyway, so that's fine. And yeah, there's the Camille, who, once again, I was saying could be a very reasonable +1. Camille plus Diana could end up being our +1s on this board. I don't know that the board naturally plays Bastion. I don't believe so, but you could always just throw like a Tark in there, or just play Diana with no synergies because she's that good, though. I'm sure he'll want to find a way to fit the Diana onto the board. What's that charm that we just picked up? I have no clue. Oh, this is like, this must be Shred and Sunder for the first 10 seconds, I think, because I see that 10. Either that or, yeah. Oh, it's Burn for the first 10 seconds. Okay, but yeah, just, you know, a generically strong charm here, just picked up to save us some HP. Also, we want to be picking up these charms because we know that we want to play for Zerath. Every charm you buy for Zerath gives you more true damage on the entire enemy team. So yeah, feels good. And we are pre-leveling. We're going to be pre-leveled to 9 this game. Holy, yeah, the spot is looking good. Yeah, I mean, you just sack 1. I mean, yeah, you're not going to send it here, but yeah, you just chill for 1 round. Ooh, this is an interesting little idea. So you play the, I mean, right now we're playing Hecarim plus Cassidon here. I wonder how much of that's going to stay in for multi-strikers. You can play Hecarim quite easily. Oh, wow, that would actually work beautifully, right? You play the Hecarim to bridge multi-striker and Bastion for the Diana as well. The only problem is, what's your last multi-striker? I don't think late game we're really going to be happy about playing a Cassidon. Maybe somehow a Kali, but I don't think there's an easy way to get Pyro in. I don't know. I'm curious to see what this board ends up looking like. There is Morgana. There is our Milio as well, picking up some Rakans as well. Another Morgana. Looks like we're probably going to skip a lot of these other 5 costs. Yep, he knows what he's playing towards. Oh, and the multi-striker, the idea is it's just going to be Callista, and maybe, I don't know how many fairy we're going to play. Maybe we're just going to play a random 3 fairy, but yeah, you just play Callista on this board. Interesting, okay. There's Diana 2, like we were talking about, huge hit. There's Rakan 2, another huge hit. He needs to start slamming items. He really just wants to find a Zerath to itemize. That's why this is kind of awkward. It's a random 3-star 1 cost, and yeah, he found no Zerath here, so we're itemizing Milio. It'll be interesting to see how strong Milio is itemized here. He ends up making this TG onto the, we found Morgana 2 on that roll down as well. My god. And then we have this TG on Diana 2, and we're gonna end up making just a static shiv here for MR Shred. There's another Milio. I mean, it looks like the board's dealing okay. I mean, Milio dealt 3k, Morgana dealt a lot. I mean, fantastic roll down. We even picked up TK2 on that roll down, but you can see we're flexing around a lot of these ideas that we talked about, right? The Milio, this core is being played here. He ended up actually not playing the Callista here. He decided against it. So we're really playing exactly what I talked about, right? We're playing this core, then we're playing a core of Arcana, then we're playing Preservers around it, and then we're really just playing extra units, right? The Diana is a strong Bastion with, I mean, she's just a 2-star, 5 cost, and then the Camille works as Chrono. So yeah, I think it makes sense. We finally find the Zerath. But I guess the question is, at this point, like, you would normally want to cut one of these 2 units for Zerath, but I don't really see how you do it, right? We don't want to cut this and lose Bastion. That would be the most straightforward, I guess, but we already have these items on Milio. I guess the idea is you could just say who cares about Bastion or who cares about Vanguard. Or we're not even really playing Vanguard. It's really just who cares about TK2 and get the Zerath in. I wonder if that's the plan. And then just, yeah, you just do this, move this over. We do have a remover as well. We can move items over to Zerath if we want. But I think it looks like YBY is interested more in kind of keeping his options open, right? We have Milio pair here. It's interesting because it looks like, based on this, that he would be fine itemizing a Milio 2 over a Zerath 2, which is cool to see. I mean, Milio is honestly, he's giving the entire team items with the Shojin, and he's doing, I mean, we can't see his damage here, but he did okay damage in that other fight. So I don't hate it. It's also cool to see. Just, ooh, and there's Milio 2. So yeah, Milio 2 is going to be our carry here. The only thing I want to say is it's cool to see YBY. He's picking up these econ charms very often because that's essentially like a free charm for you, right? For Zerath, every 3 charms, it's extra bonus damage. So you love to pick up a random charm like that, like the one that just gives you all those 1 costs, because that charm is essentially free. I believe it's gold positive. Other ones that give you, like, there's a Zerath one that gives you a bunch of 4 costs that's also gold positive. But yeah, stuff like that, like, feels really good because you're increasing your charm count for Zerath here. I mean, Preserver Spat would be game winning, but surely someone else is gonna get that. Yeah, so that's a bit sad. I guess we're going for Camille item here, like IE. Can't get that, so we're gonna go. No, those aren't real items on Camille. I was like, there's no way we're 3-item Camille. Those are fake items. That has baited me so much. Oh no, it's just gonna end up on Zerath. Okay, yeah, maybe JG Camille doesn't do anything. I was just going to throw an item onto her, but I mean, especially with the fact that you're playing this Milio, you can kind of greed for BIS because you know all your units are going to be itemized every round. It's honestly like this Milio is very often getting to the point where all of our units have items, and then once you have that, he gives those units bonus damage, I believe, is how it works, if all of your units have items. But yeah, Milio, pretty terrible damage, I would say. But solid utility, right? Let's look back at this damage chart over here after this fight is over. Only 3k damage, but the utility is nice, right? Item, and like I've talked about so many times. Well, okay, he didn't get that item, but you know, yeah, my point stands. Like I've talked about so many times, when you are playing these fast 9-type boards, a unit like Milio that gives your units items tends to be really, really nice. I can't even read that because he picked it up and threw it away. So I don't know what this said. It's the text gets so small, I feel like. I mean, well, we'll see. We'll see if Google Translate. It's something. Is that the one that gives Zerath? Oh, that's the one that gives your team 20 AP, and then it increases 1 stars to 2 stars and gives them 200 health, I believe. My God, wait, it's all your 1 stars, right? Or is it just a few? I don't know. I guess we're about to see here. If it's everything, then this one is insane. Yeah, it is everything. So now we just get Zerath 2, Camille 2. Man, that charm is also insane. That one was only 5 gold, by the way. It just shows you the power of these Zerath charms. Because, I mean, 5 gold here to upgrade Zerath 2, upgrade Camille 2. It's only for a round, but still, I mean, even for a round, that can absolutely swing a game if you get that charm. This is something that a lot of people have talked about, actually. And I'm curious to see how YBY does it. Do you care about going 10? Because a lot of people have talked about, like, in set 12, the value of getting a good charm is very often a lot higher than the value of just like going 10 in a spot like this, getting something random in Frost here. So would you rather just, you know, instead of going 10, we just roll here for better charms? Well, we'll see. Looks like YBY, always a player to play for max cap, so he is just going to, I don't know what that was. I think he was trying to buff one of his units, which I think some of those ideas. Oh yeah, to get a radiant item. To get a radiant. Sorry, I was drinking a smoothie before this. I think I got some chia seeds. Actually, no, it's like blueberries, and here, I mean, you guys can see it. It looks kind of nice. It looks delectable, but it's got like blueberries and like blackberries and stuff in it, and so all the little like the like hits of all the like bits of the berries get in there, and it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of chewy. In any case, 47 HP, 7 streak here. We did go 10. YBY said, who cares about not going 10 when you're in a spot like this? And we'll just add more, we'll add more Arcana to the board. He gets the Thomas Kench back in. He knows he has enough gold to get 2 good charms here. That charm is pretty worthless here. Also picks up a Morgana saying, hey, maybe, don't count me out. Maybe we can hit Morgana 3 this game somehow. Get the charm that turns a 4 cost into a 5 cost and then just pray that you hit Morgana? Yeah, probably not, but still. YBY knows at this point that this is basically a formality, that he has played a really, really solid early game into a really, really solid late game, and he is just going to stomp the rest of the lobby. So I think this might be the last fight. Yeah, just an easy dub. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. A really, really nice Fast 9 game from YBY, just showing off this Fast 9 board even more so. I have a feeling that this comp will get nerfed a little bit in PB, but I also have a feeling that this comp will be very, very strong on release, because Fast 9 tends to be very strong on release, like I've talked about. So try it out in your games, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you guys in the next one.